Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And y'all, today's going to be a fun call, informative, heart-opening, expansive, and we get to talk about your favorite subject, you, what all this means to you. What if you get to be the priority? What if you're the most interesting person in your circle? What if that the inspiration of the curiosity of you awakens just so much more vitality and joy and fun and purpose and passion? And you're going to feel all of that today on the call with Alejandro Lazaro, someone who is in his passion, in his dharma. Um, you'll feel his vitality as we talk about what he's such an expert in, which is astral mapping, navigating the new awakening cycles. And if you're not familiar with Alejandro, he's been on the show a few times, and every time it's just like it just feels like the funnest place in the room that you can be in. And again, so informative. But Alejandro is an intuitive astrologer that's been channeling messages from the stars for over a decade. He's a powerful medium that can read your horoscope to see into your past, present, and future. And his specialty is astral mapping. Alejandro, you do astral mapping, but you do regular astrology as well, right? You do both?
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Well, before we get into that, because we are going to get into Q&A, y'all. And there is an opportunity to do a one-on-one session with Alejandro, so I'll just put that out there right now. We'll go through the special offer later. Uh, but Alejandro, why don't you share with everybody um, this passion of yours? And it's so obvious you're so good at it. But if you can give us a little background as to how it is that you play with the field and interpret it for others.
Well, thank you, firstly, John, to have me back. I
Yeah.
love this team, this program. You're one of my mentors and expanders, so this
Uh,
is really such a privilege. I want to say hello to everyone watching now and in the replays. It's honestly, as I say, a privilege to be part of this community. I remember, John, when we connected a few months ago. I love it. You started the conversation with something so powerful and simple, and you asked me, Alejandro, what is inspiring you these days?
mhm.
And I felt it in my heart, my solar plexus, and it was just such an easy answer for me. And it's really, John, I'm really feeling into this kind of larger awakening. I want to spend some time tonight teasing
Mm.
out this beautiful transit that we haven't had since the late 60s. And I spoke a bit about it a little bit on the last show, but this show, I really want to spend a little time sharing my current inspiration, what's keeping me passionate.
Mm.
I come from a background of psychology and yoga, meditation. And so I approach astrology almost as this living kind of energy that we can be inspired by. I'm very cautious, John, in my readings. I like to start with analysis of the horoscope because essentially I map it on the globe. And
Mm.
I basically am very careful with the way that I describe what I like to call harmonious aspects, challenging aspects, I almost like to call the challenging aspects opportunity, right? I think you
Nice.
can really feel into this. And one of the things I've been trying to meditate on most recently is the idea of friction. I think we're all getting upgraded into this new technology with AI, and I'm kind of trying to take a step back to the original intelligence within us. And
Mm.
so for me, I really specifically these last few months, and it's what I really want to bring today to the show, all of this amazing energy, is this transit of Uranus and Neptune. Basically, as I said, we haven't seen it since the late 60s. And what I can remember from what I've studied is that this was a time in history when we're seeing the Aquarian age, love, openness, right? I think there's some talk about the hippies in the 70s and etc. But John, I think, and you said it today, I love it. We opened up with this show is for you all watching
Mm.
today, because John, you're my expander. And funny enough, I know you were born around these transits,
Mm.
Uranus and Neptune. And so there's something interesting where these viewers are coming in and then they're going, oh, wait. he represents what I am expanding into. So I want to just hold everyone's hand tonight and invite them, John, whether it's
Mm,
with a session from me or other speakers on your show. This is the summer. You said it earlier. The speakers are stepping up. And so
mm,
as you and I step up, we are really holding hands with everyone watching to do the same. Because I think, John, why do people love to tune into you and see, your incredible aura and this magnetism?
mm.
Because it reminds them that they're also gonna be doing this.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's
I'm feeling into that. It feels so good.
so what are the suggestions for navigating this, and what's the time frame on this Neptune and Uranus? Or and we have a Saturn retrograde also, so there's a few things
Which
to
I
talk.
wanted to speak about. I think it's going to be the what I call the shadow work of our session.
Mm,
Is to really be harnessing Saturn retrograde in order to essentially utilize John 2025 through 2029. We have 4 years right now where we have what's called a magical Grand Trine.
mm,
So we're going to be getting these. I'm really talking directly to these people, and I've had readings where they ask me when, and I haven't seen transits like this in over a decade. It's really these next 4 years. So there's some specific dates here, and I can just run through them, or
yeah.
or we can talk about it right specifically. August 28th is going to be this big first Uranus one. The second one's going to come in November of this year, and then third next July, and then further out, there's two more.
What's the invitation for us as those waves come in and they're asking us to swim with them?
It's really about getting smaller in order to then be invited for the bigger. I'm noticing specifically in my readings when I'm connecting one on one that people are ready. And it's really the smaller invitations that I think are what the work with you and I, when we connect with the people we work with, to help them see these smaller steps, whether it be encouraging them to work one on one with somebody, encouraging them to join a group circle,
Hmm.
what I'm seeing.
And what does
Another,
the trine
yeah.
represent in the manifestation component? Because I know grand trines are like filled with luck. They're like they're blessings from the universe.
Exactly. And so the trines are going to happen between Uranus, the planet that represents electricity, technology, all this AI talk. We have Neptune that rules our spiritual lives, everything that I consider the fifth dimension and above.
Hmm.
Third dimension is the physical, fourth would be time, and then the Akashic and beyond in the fifth. And then we have Pluto, who has such a bad reputation because he really transforms even when sometimes we don't want him to transform. However, with these positive harmonies, there is such a poignant time to manifest. And so you asked earlier about Saturn retrograde. And so Saturn retrograde is really a moment of sorting out karma. And so the dates that we have here, we started on July 13th and we'll go through November 27th. And so during this time, there's going to be what's known as a Saturn and Neptune conjunction. So before we get to this expansive yumminess of what I'm calling the big magic trine, we're going to have quite a serious test these next 3 months. So I'm getting us all excited for really what's going to expand. I want to get us excited as well, John, that this ignites in the consensus consciousness, meaning
Hmm.
a lot of us have felt like outliers before. I'm sure there's so many of us that can say we were at a dinner party or maybe even a family gathering where maybe what we want to talk about is not accepted, or maybe our ideas are too far out. And so that's why we have this community here. And today I have a message that it looks like with these big magical trine, there's going to be more people like open to it, speaking about how they worked with, they did a program with John, or or had a reading with me. And this is what I want people to get excited about. There's going to be more ability and exposure. So let's rewind quickly with that Saturn retrograde. Because it's conjunct Neptune, John, all those fears are going to come up. Who do you think you
Mm.
are? And what do you actually think you're doing? And life has no meaning. And look at the logic. And then, John, all I have to tell them is the people in our group, let's put our hands on our heart. Let's kind of close the eyes
Mm.
to the body. So this is going to be the second step, John. The first one you had asked, what are some ways that we're going to be able to be ready or use them, ride these waves? I'm really loving this analogy. The first one, as I said, it's possibly having one-on-one session with somebody that really inspires you, an expander. The second one, John, is going to be this somatic practice of the body. Uranus is indicating that we're about to upgrade enormously with this internet thing. And so
Mm.
before we do that, we need to make sure we're in our bodies. Very important. And then the third thing, which I'll round out, is going to be Saturn and Neptune. Saturn's going to bring out all of the shadow of Neptune. That's, again, the worry, the insecurity. Oh, this happened and that happened. And so once we really clear that out through November, we're going to get a boost now at the end of this month, as I was saying, that first strike of the
Mm.
Uranus sextile Neptune to get a
Nice.
taste of that. Yeah.
So we have those waves that we have waves of contraction, but support that goes along with it. And I really like you sharing this because again, we go through these seasons where we feel compression is like, but what's happening, it's preparing us for the expansion. And so we've gone through enough of these to go into further expansions that what if we actually welcome those instead of condemn those times? Really use them as an opportunity for what's happening in our refinement and our judgment of self or insecurities of self, because it's like this releasing, like this retention of energy that now has the capacity to merge with our oceanic consciousness instead of thinking that it has to be stagnant waters.
100%, John. I'm
So
loving
it's
this analogy because I'm also seeing in the Aquarian age, I'm under the impression now that the axis of the Earth has shifted and now it's
mm,
pointing into the cosmos of Aquarius, which is this idea that we have our teacher on the left, our student on the right, and it's really our capacity to be present. I'm
mm,
noticing my interactions with people, I can tell immediately this person's here, this person's not here, even when they're physically in front of us.
right.
This is going to be kind of what rounds us out. It's who can be here with us right
Mm,
now. The most precious thing we have to really honor that. And to that point, oh, tell me.
no, go ahead. Yeah, to the point.
No, I was gonna say that, even as a personal example, I can tell you I was really, upset last full moon about an ending of a relationship that I had. And it was a couple of days where this emotion was kind of in my body. And I felt the shift when it kind of started to leave, or whatever kind of we can describe it. And then I even thought to myself, was I even upset about what I was upset about? There was something so
Mm,
beautiful about experiencing this coming through me as a vessel of infinite possibility, and it leaving me and then going, oh, and I say this because I love astrology because of this. There's all
mm,
these archetypes that interplay, whether sometimes we're the fierce warrior, sometimes we're kind of the more calm caregiver, and to feel these waves. I think the people, John, that have been tuning in to the show for years, as I keep,
mm,
I want to be that coach now, that cheerleader, to tell them these
mm,
next 4 years, specifically this one coming up, this is the invitation you've been waiting for. How do I know you're ready? You've been studying. You've been tuning into John. You've
mm,
been doing the work. You've been in the shadow, right? And so it's less about eliminating anything and more about becoming big enough for everything.
hmm. It's really beautiful what you're speaking about, and I love the example that you shared, your own personal example of what's flowing through you rather than reactions that would have been normal from the past, I'll call them. And that just points to a spiritual and emotional maturity that we're actually getting to experience, not just in theory, not just because we've done the work, but practical demonstrations of it in our daily lives. And how wonderful that that's like, wow, that's really interesting to notice. That's different compared to maybe what it would have been. And so we're garnering that wisdom, which is so beautiful. And to the point of also that part of presence, I'm feeling it so strongly, not just in the presence where we have one-on-one relationship like this, but there's also, oh, what's the word that wants to come in? There's a cohesion. There's like a an awareness even where we see influencers and people that speak with authority but don't have the presence of that authority. And we will not be so drawn to them magnetically anymore because we'll feel the disconnect. We'll know the disconnect and we'll be craving more of the circuitry of creation rather than the one way aspect of it that is transactional in a way that doesn't serve us anymore. And so there's big shifts around the collective of that, but it's also demonstrated because our compassion for empathy, our capacity to tune in ways that we're not so much protecting ourselves or trying to get something, but really trying to create something that's really part of our essence. And it's a huge difference. So I love that you're bringing all into this. And there's another component that you bring in that I want to make sure that we spend time on is that we have these transitions and these different patterns that are being mapped out for us. But you bring in the components of astrocartography as well. So as all these things are happening, what difference would it make for me if I'm in Hawaii or if I'm in LA or if I'm in Europe? How does that astrocartography affect these different opportunities?
Amazing question, John. And I want to just quickly reference, you use this word circuitry, and it just ignited me into kind of, I feel like I heard a question maybe from somebody watching tonight that are like, but how am I going to do it? Where am I going to get the energy? Where am I? And I'm getting like chills just saying this. No, no, no. This work opens you up to the natural intuition and
Mm,
inspiration, and moreover specifically, I feel like I've been given this sort of gift as a Sagittarius. My
mm,
soul is an infinite traveler. I've been on so many planes even just these past few months, and I kind of am so grateful to the universe for all of the opportunity. And so because of my passion for travel, I really was able to question, why do I feel a certain way when I'm home in Miami? Why do I feel a certain way when I'm in Europe? When I'm even in Kauai? So, funny enough, on my 27th birthday a few years ago, I did my astral meridian lines, and I have the most healing Venus line going through Kauai. I
mm.
booked a trip by myself for 7 days. And if I could tell you that I had a date with Venus for that week, there was something that I needed, this reinvigoration. I did the Nepali coast and I was in love with the waterfalls and just, I
Yeah.
can go on about Kauai. I know exactly why somebody would choose to live there. And so John, to that point, there was, somebody I worked with in Los Angeles when I got the opportunity to start living there, which is where my base is. And she was this gorgeous actress who was having so much trouble breaking through. And we sat down in a reading, 10 years trying to
Oof.
break through into Hollywood. And the first thing I see is that she has what I like to call a block. She's missing Mars energy in that area. Mars is the action archetype, the warrior of Mars. And so there's some really interesting practical ways where sometimes somebody needs an answer. Like, why has this always happened in this place? And potentially there is this, what I like to call a meridian. So just to backtrack and slow down, the work is about potential. And these
Mhm.
meridians, they signify potential. I know specifically, I love working with you, John, and your chart, so amazing and powerful, that you have some gorgeous Jupiter lines.
Yeah.
Jupiter's our luck and our expansion, our abundance through California. So
Mm,
definitely for you, you have some important relationships there. Things ignite for you. And then, John, further than that, I like to explain to people that potentially never get the chance to leave where they are, or possibly there's a physical restriction or visas. These days there's so much complex geopolitical that there might be, funny enough, I'll be giving a reading and this person will have either a line through Miami, where I'm from
mm,
originally, or through California. There's connections where maybe, and I love to say this as well, there might be an audience for some of our viewers that they would never even consider, like possibly, oh wow, if I start slowly, maybe and also, John, potentially these lines, you'll meet people that are from there. Maybe
mm.
maybe sometimes you'll ask yourself, why do I have so many friends? For instance, my example for myself, why do I have so many friends from Chicago? I have a
Yeah.
gorgeous friendship meridian going through that region. So that's kind of a little tease of how the work essentially. And a lot often I get this question, and I think it's really honest. Um, People like to ask me if I ever see something negative or heavy or difficult, how do we go about it? And for
Mm,
me, we go about it with an empowerment. We go about it in a way where we can begin to own it, become bigger, and then
mm.
we figure out the positives that we can feed off of, right? It could start small. As I said, there's maybe a meridian through France, and you kind of decide to start watching, I know Thich Nhat Hanh has a village in France. So maybe, and that's kind of where my expertise comes in, to kind of begin to expand the
That's
potential.
wonderful. I really, it's, and you build it up in such a way that it's empowering, not meant to demean or belittle your energy or deflate it, but really it's all about what's there, what's possible, where are amplifications. And I love you can find community online. If you have a line running through Denmark, there it is. I have a lot of clients that come from Holland. Funny enough, it's like really interesting of all places. They were coming through. So my Chiron runs through Kauai. And so it's such a healing place for me, of course. It makes sense. And that I can hold this healing energy on these type of calls. So it's phenomenal. Y'all, I want to start getting into Q&A. We've got a lot of questions that have already come in from people who pre-wrote their questions. So we'll get into those. But if you guys want to ask your question live, uh, do not hesitate to raise your hand and get a reading. Some of these, I wonder if these people wrote in their birthdays and all that. Maybe not. We'll have to see. Um, but we'll get into some of the live callers here as they're coming in, and I'll start checking some of the ones that wrote in. Alejandro, as we're promoting people to panelists, I'm curious on some of the places, well, on any place, have you considered using like feng shui practices to actually amplify energies if perhaps we're weak in something and we want to enhance an aspect of that? Like the actress, if she was missing Mars energy, would bringing red into her bedroom or her living room or wearing colors like that be something that would be beneficial to help her make the most of what's showing up there?
In my readings, as you said, I do build, and we eventually get to kind of detailed things of the sort, especially
Mhm.
if the person I'm working with is curious about it, has a question. Definitely, we figure out all of this. I know specifically with the actress, one of her biggest fears was to return home to Peru, where her family was. And I look at this gorgeous sun line through her career house, and I go, sweetheart, give yourself a chance. So 5 years later, just checked in with her. There's been more vitality, which is what that sun line really offered
Mm.
her that she needed.
Amazing. Let's get into this. Yeah, we're going to go through some samples and we're going to get into special offer in a little bit because it's an opportunity to work one-on-one with Alejandro, which is just wonderful. I highly recommend it. But let's start with live callers and how about Anik? I think it's Anik. Pronounce it correctly for me, please, and welcome to the call.
Bonjour, John.
Hi. Bonjour.
Yeah, you said it perfectly.
Thank goodness.
Hi, I'm sorry, Alejandro. I might have a
Alejandro, that's the two of us together.
yeah, it's a challenge for me. I had a
Bonsoir,
reading.
Anik.
I had a reading by you last May.
Amazing. Good to see you.
You remember?
Of
Good.
course.
Anyway, I moved to Quebec
Hmm.
as we were talking about because that's something that I wanted to know and when I had the reading by Alejandro, it was to confirm what I wanted to do, and it just confirmed that. So I'm not sure if I can ask this question because you don't have my chart right now or my map. I don't know if you still have it, but it's just I arrived here, but I had a lot of challenge about health and finances. So I'm not sure if we can check that out now, or maybe I can reconnect with you because I tried, but it didn't work out when I tried to reconnect with you. So
Well, let's see what
Let me
comes
see if
up.
yeah,
what comes.
because it's just been I know it's been a very challenging transition, but there's been many blessings, and I can say that if you look at the scale, the positive is very much is more positive, more
Oh,
blessing
that
than
makes me
anything
so happy
else.
to hear. Oh, that's wonderful.
I wrote an email to John. I asked April, but maybe they can send it to you eventually. I
Yes.
don't.
We'll
Let's
figure
do
that out,
that. Why
Nick.
don't we
Let's get
connect
into your
tonight?
reading right now. Yeah.
Amazing. So,
Okay,
Anik,
so I'll
remind me
give
of
you
your
my birth
birthday.
date again. Okay, 24th, the 24th, 10, 1961. And I was born at 8:40 in the morning in Quebec City in Canada.
Perfect.
If I if I had the chart, I would have. Yeah, I know I'm in a transition still, but
Let's see what Alejandro pulls up.
yeah.
Let's let him do his thing.
All right, here we go. So, Anik, the first thing that I'm remembering here from our reading is that Mars, the planet of action, is ignited on your ascendant. This is going to give you, I think, this vitality that you were saying about the scales, which I'm so happy about. This is a balancing of masculine energy so that your divine feminine can start having more of an opportunity. Another thing that I'm noticing is much like John was saying, how he has Chiron through Kauai, you as well have Chiron in your home. And you know, this basically makes your process about healing. And you know, I want to remind all of us tonight and give us all the space that healing is messy.
Hmm.
And I want to commend you, like really allow this process, even in your face, like you look, there's something positive happening, Anik. And I really love the lines here for you as well. Definitely.
And I just
Please
one thing is
tell me.
Chiron is in retrograde since today, and it's been just major for me. I've been feeling it very strongly.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I'll let you
yeah.
go. I'll let you do.
No, and the last thing I'll leave you with is I was trying to speak about it earlier with regard to Neptune and Saturn these
Hmm.
next 2 months. What what we're dreaming about is going to materialize in these next 2 months, specifically the negative, which is why we're all coming together to do this work. So I want to extend my support to you, Anik, to everyone watching tonight, because these next 2 months is going to be that big component. Hang in there. I'm proud of you.
But my biggest challenge is a financial part. It's really my biggest challenge right now. It's a big challenge. So
Yeah. Uh,
We get it. A lot of readjustments.
yeah.
Yeah, something that I want to offer y'all, and Alejandro, thank you for bringing this into the field. As we're going through these transitions and against a collective compression may be coming in, we'll call it. And again, like Alejandro said, what we're putting our minds to in the negative, there's abundance in materialization. And we can counterbalance that by tuning into ourselves and questioning limiting thoughts, questioning where we're judging others, questioning where we're judging ourselves in front of the mirror on a continuous basis. Like really bringing it back to a higher state of consciousness, of compassion and love. And something that I would strongly suggest for all of us is that we take 5, 10, 20 minutes or more, if you're down for it, is really sit in a place of meditation where first you're connecting with the field, with no agenda in the field, just to be with it. To start tuning into the expansionary energy that's really here benevolently guiding us forward. And once you can hold that stillness for just a little bit of time, just notice the stillness and the peacefulness and the emerging power that's rising through you, then start getting into what it is that you do want to create. And allow your emotions, gratitude, a release of being received, excitement, joy, whatever it is, that which feels like it's resonance in what you truly want to create in your life, to begin to amplify. And so what you're doing is you're providing a field of light that can be amplified in your own life as you're living and walking it, but you're also that beacon of that shining prism for other people as we're all going through this transition energetically. It's powerful work that you not only get to do for yourself, but in doing that, you get to be of service to others simultaneously. And when you show up in this work, when it's got to be good for you when you show up in this work. And if you're doing it and it's good for somebody else, you're really onto something. And if it's good for you and if it's good for somebody else, and you feel how it's good for the collective, and then you're really creating with an energy of this golden means of creation. And you're creating new potentials, new timelines that perhaps weren't possible before. So I wanted to bring that into today's session because it's powerful work that you have an opportunity to do right now during this time. So again, I wanted to offer that to you all.
Can I just say something very
Yes, please,
briefly,
Anik.
John? It's it's more like insecurity about the future, and I know I when it comes, it's to shift it, to see where it comes from, and then to let it go and focus on the blessings, focus on the abundance. I have abundance here, and that's what
Exactly.
I'm doing. Whether
Exactly.
go in nature or something. Thank
We
you,
can
John.
we can focus on what we do have in our lives, and we have so much. Blessings, Anik. Thank you so much. Alejandro, I want to read this that came in from Lisa. Lisa, thank you for writing this in. It's a little long, but I'll try to shorten a little bit. I have retired. Oh, actually, let me give you her information first. She was born the 17th. Hold on a second. Like until 17. Born September 21st, 1956 at 1:30 a.m. And her hometown is Fond du Lac. Do you know how to spell it?
I got it.
I had a feeling you did. So let me read her question now. Um, she's retired to Competa, Spain after living there. She's lived in San Francisco for many years, Seattle, Wibbly, Milwaukee, Ann Arbor, Michigan. She tends to live her last home in Competa. Is this a compatible location for me? She's an interior designer, amateur harpist, and she's hoping that she's going to have abundance in Spain as well, and would love to know if it's compatible. And also, someone reported that Africa is deadly dangerous for her, if you could read into that. And for that one, you might have to go into a reading, Lisa, but let's get to some of the issues here or questions.
Amazing. And just to confirm, what there I have 3 Fond du Lac. I'm wondering if there's a little bit more.
Unfortunately, there's not. Um, Dun, dun, dun. She retired to go and pet to Spain. She lived in San Francisco. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have it. I keep thinking that is it Milwaukee or
Either of
it's
it.
Wisconsin? I think it's Wisconsin.
Correct. That's my main one.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that's amazing. And we're going to look at Spain for Lisa. And then, sorry, John, there was another place she had said.
Africa. Someone had said that Africa is
Africa.
dangerous for her
Amazing.
for some, and Africa's get big, but we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and start there in Spain. The first thing I'm seeing is that there is going to be some new relationships for her in Spain.
Nice.
She has some emotional connections over there. Another thing I'm noticing is some long-term luck. This is what I'm looking for when somebody's
Mm.
asking me about investments, relocating. So I'm already getting two amazing pings there. The thing I guess I would have to advise her about in Europe is she's gonna I think she's gonna have to outsource her spirituality. There's something about Neptune being in a position that's telling her there's gonna be places elsewhere for that. And I can look now to see some other Neptune lines. Africa, as you had mentioned, has a strong Pluto line, which could be what
Mm.
is so deadly and dangerous about it for her. I would definitely advise her on this Pluto line. Let's see here.
What does the Pluto line indicate?
Pluto is the cosmic transformer, and in harmony, which is what I was speaking about a little bit earlier with the Grand Trine, we can utilize to manifest. And then when
Mm.
it's in a harsh place, it could be detrimental to your projects. Just imagine the caterpillar has metamorphosized the from itself into a butterfly,
Mm.
and yet Pluto would be like, oh, transform again. So the butterfly is not able to express. There's just too much
Okay.
transformation. Yeah. Yeah. Coincidentally, she has some gorgeous lines through Nepal. Excuse me, this is a Neptune line. I had spoken about potentially her needing to outsource some of her spirituality when she's there. I think maybe what that means is we look at the stronger lines and potentially there's a teacher from Tibet, Nepal, Bangladesh, going through Vietnam. Potentially there's some Buddhist practice that she might be inspired
Mm.
by.
Amazing. I felt her going on a retreat with us, so who knows? We'll see what happens.
I love this.
Maybe Lisa, you'll join us on one of our
Oh my
gatherings.
God, John, I know
Classes.
that you're doing a lot of projects in Egypt. I know that
That
you've
was
had some
definitely one, yeah. Hmm.
anyways, Neptune line through there. So she needs to definitely join in on that.
Amazing. Thank you, Lisa. I want to get into a special offer in just a little bit. Y'all click in the special offer link. It's underneath the video. Either Crystal, April, or April, type it into the chat box. And if you're watching on YouTube, the link is in the comment section. And you can always find the special offers at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. Before we get into the special offer, though, I want to take a call from Neil. And Neil, welcome to BTO today.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, John. Hi, Alejandro. Blessings to you. I would love to. Oh, let me give you my date of birth. It's March 17th, 1972. And I was born at 10:14 a.m.
Hmm.
in Canada, in Toronto, Ontario.
Amazing, Neil. I got you
Yeah,
plugged in. What do you think?
wonderful.
Any
Yeah, I would love
intuition, or
to
you
hear about
give a look?
my Chiron lines. Where is good for me? I
I mean,
have in my heritage is Southeast Asian from Mumbai, India, and like I go there and I feel good. But where else? Where else do you see for me? And is India a good place for me? Is there a Chiron there?
I'm gonna start with India here, Neil, because I'm already over here. Um, I look at some other lines, and you have the ones I'm looking for here in India. The first one is
Mhm.
a Mars line that indicates a very balanced masculine. So this is the type of energy. This is going directly through Mumbai. I think you're gonna feel confident here. There's a certain vitality that I look for to Mars. The
Hmm.
sun as well is another key indicator of soul connection. There is, however, a little bit of a fluctuating aspect with the moon. Basically, what happens is if you don't like the plan, or if you're not emotionally connected to what's going on, you shut down. And
Mm.
so this could basically be something that you could track easily, and I could show you by just figuring out where the moon is. She changes signs every 2 days. That's why we get this idea of lunar.
Huh.
That all being said, there's so much positive energy here, again, to your career house and to your identity house. Very positive.
Mm.
I'm gonna look just quickly here in Toronto. Are you there still these days?
Yeah, this is where I live. This is where my family is. Yeah.
And so here, coincidentally enough, there seems to be a missing sun line, Neil.
Okay.
You
Okay.
need to either travel, I would suggest once every 12 months. Around your birthday could be really powerful. That's typically a
Wow.
solar period.
Mm.
And this is something else that I like to discuss in my readings. When there is a certain element missing, we can really fill ourselves with a week vacation. Even an online seminar sometimes can do the trick if it's really kind of you're feeling kind of stuck or there is. So definitely for you where you are is missing some sun. So let's connect again to that vitality of yours. And then to leave you with something fun here, let's see. I don't know if you have any connections to the West Coast in terms of business, but it looks like around San Francisco, that area could be quite lucky for you with Jupiter.
Oh, oh, wonderful. Blessings. Thank you so much, Alejandro.
I'll
All
hope
right,
to
Neil,
connect
great
again
to see you.
in years.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on here. I want to get into a special offer, Alejandro, but before I do, I really appreciate that you brought up the solar return and around birthdays. Is that significant for everybody? I know for me that I don't plan it. It just seems to kind of land that way, but I get called to travel to like these initiating sites around the time of my birthday for some reason. Is that true for everybody or what happens around that time?
That's a fantastic question. I like to look how we divide the wheel into the 12 zodiac signs. And then we do similarly into the year. We take the 7 principal planet stars. We refer to the sun as a planet. I apologize for sometimes that confusion, but it's all a luminary, I think is my favorite. So
Mm.
the 7 luminaries, you divide the year. And so we get 52 days of each of the planets. And that right on your birthday, we get the start of a solar period. So people tend to ask me, when's the best time for me to sign contracts, start a business, move, get married? The 52 days after your birthday is an excellent time.
Mm.
You can map out your Jupiter. They tend to say that the last 52 days before your birthday is a time of contraction. We love how you used that terminology earlier. And so before your birthday, we tend to kind of suggest to have more of a time of cleanse and getting yourself ready for that next solar period.
Mm.
John, I know some people that are very, very keen on mapping out where they should be for their birthday. I know some people that work intuitively like you. And so it's quite easy for me in my sessions to plug that in
Oh, that's
to help
awesome.
people feel inspired. So definitely it's a resource I can share.
That I should have asked you that, but I get intuitively guided, but I think I'm gonna drop in with you and on a session
You
and we'll
will.
go
You
through all
will.
that,
You
which would
will.
be amazing. Yeah, we're gonna take
Yeah.
more Q&A. There's a lot of people that wrote in. A lot of y'all are on video now. We're gonna get to as many as possible, I promise. Uh, and let's go to the special offer first, because I want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to go deep one-on-one with you, if it calls to them. So what are they gonna get in a session with you, and how long are the sessions? Are they recorded? All the fun stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah, so my sessions are 50 minutes, and it could either be on Zoom, a video call, or on the phone.
50 minutes.
50.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It's for me, it's a sweet spot. I love to spend some time connecting. We do your natal horoscope, we jump into meridians, and we typically finish with transits. I like to leave you with a game plan. Uh, and so, John, the sessions are recorded, as you just said. So they'll receive the audio of that and then follow-ups if they need kind of questions on email. That's something that I love to stay in touch. The second thing that I'm offering is this beautiful meditation. It's a beautiful chakra meditation. I do it personally in the mornings. It really gets my intentions just right. And it's interesting how I'll know that day which chakra or chakras need a little attention, and with each one there's a mantra. So really, really nice. One of these kind of, as you were saying, John, those small actions in our day that can really set these kind of momentums. And then the third thing on the package is a wonderful monthly full moon group I host, and basically I invite everyone that I've been connecting with on the show. I offer it, and I do essentially a forecast. We do check-ins, and the emails I receive afterward about connections that are made by total strangers on opposite side of the world. We're so connected, John, this ocean. So
Amazing.
these kind of Zoom calls are a little buoy in the middle of this beautiful ocean where we can all kind of come together and float and really share.
Nice. I wasn't aware that you were offering these other items. That's why I kept referring to the sessions. So my faux pas, I didn't look at the special offer before. I was just excited that we got, readings with Alejandro for 50 minutes, which is amazing. So again, the chakra awareness meditation also, and I love what you wrote in here. Practice 7 days for guidance, practice 14 days for revelation, and practice 28 days for a miracle.
Yeah.
What brought in that awareness for you?
I started doing the practice myself before even recording it. I was kind of guided to record it, and I love how the whole process began. And it's really what my dream and my true calling is to ignite this in others, and to realize that it's these kind of smaller steps that I keep reiterating through this call that really bring about, flowers. It's in a certain metaphor. And so I remember specifically I was doing a lot of a specific kind of Kundalini meditation a few years ago, and they are focused on 40 days. And I was noticing as I was doing it that there was shifts happening. So 7 days, receiving this kind of awareness, as we were saying. And then by the 28th day, I was noticing I didn't really have to get to 40, that I was already, for me, I'm really in the philosophical practice of miracles being these shifts of perception. I love the work of Marianne Williamson. I love this. And that's what I think this offers us through the way that the mantras really ask the universe, show me, show me, show me.
Amazing. I love that you brought that in. I knew there was going to be a profound answer to that based on your own experience, and I'm so happy you shared that. And that makes so much sense to me. The process and the integration and holding the field for prolonged periods of time to entrain them into our creation. So this is wonderful. Y'all, the special offer is $139. Again, you get the meditations, you get the monthly full moon broadcast. You'll be invited into that. And of course, the 50 minutes of Alejandro. Alejandro, when someone goes into the reading with you, do they have to have specific questions?
No, I typically like to have a sort of interaction before to gain a sort of intuition. Of course, the more specific someone is, the deeper we can dive. And so definitely even things that you might find to be silly are not really, because I can look into it, or we can do anything from love lines, pregnancy, or I'm coming, just my most recent readings, I've been trying to tap into what the consensus is has been asking.
Can we look at compatibility with houses, with other people and things like that, and bring in addresses and birthdays also?
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
Awesome. Awesome.
Amazing.
You're so good.
I've been for me, the longer I do this, the more I see. So I just feel so grateful that I have just 1 decade under my belt, hopefully many more to come. But there's so many nuances, John, that I feel so lucky to share. I think it's something that
No, you're amazing. It's so impressive because you'll just pull up someone chart and you'll just go. I try to read my own chart and I'm in it for like 3 hours and barely scratching the surface, but you're like boom, 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 and so much happens in our time together. So, y'all, this will be fun, informative, empowering, efficient. And again, it's got to be your favorite subject, or invited to be. It's you. It's about you. You're invited for you to be your favorite subject and learn and grow. And as we discover that intimacy within us, there's so much more of us to give and to be received. So y'all take advantage of the special offer. You know where the links are. Have fun for those of you who are signing up. Um, and with that, Alejandro, let's continue having fun on the call as well. Um, so how about we go now to Laura? Laura, welcome.
Hi. My birthday is March 27, 1965, Chicago, Illinois, 3:09 a.m.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Another Marchie.
I would
and
love
this is our 39th episode. I love it. 309.
309. Cool. Wondering about the love line and just geography wise, because I study my own chart a lot. I know I have a lot going on, very transformational aspects right now, but very curious about the geographic lines.
Hmm. And as you're pulling that up, Alejandro, Helen, if you can't sign for the special offer now, but would like to keep in contact for later, keep checking in the marketplace. The special offer is going to be up through the end of the season. And if it happens to be afterwards, we'll make sure that you get in contact with Alejandro.
I don't know if you have any connection to the Pacific Northwest. I'm seeing very specifically Vancouver and Seattle. This is a North Node line that's talking about some big energy around your descendant, your relationship sector. So this is one ping that I'm picking up on. I wanna share that when I interpret this, it could be people that are from there, have lived there, working from businesses connected to there. So there's something quite integral with that region that could connect it. I'm gonna try to see if there's some other strong lines here. Fortunately, nothing else too strong in the US. Thankfully, you do have a nice, lovely Venus line to the ascendant through Chicago, which I think is giving that charming light that you're bringing through there on the camera.
Thank you. I live in California, so I am on the West Coast now.
amazing.
I'm in Northern California now.
Oh, amazing.
Ah,
I'm just north of San Francisco. I was born in Chicago, and I definitely have Venus in
Pardon.
Chicago.
Pardon. So unfortunately, you have Venus blocked in California, in that Northern California area. It's right going through San Jose. So potentially we're finding love somewhere else, bringing it in. This is kind of what I'm intuiting. That Venus line that I'm speaking about through Chicago cuts through and blesses Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky. And then it looks like you have a second Venus line that's going to bless a little bit more on the East Coast. So this is Miami, South Carolina, Washington, D.C., and Toronto.
Everywhere except where I live. Sounds
But these lines, they give us some opportunity. Maybe the people are from there and you can meet them here. But I don't think that what Venus is letting me know that it's going to be found there. The people are elsewhere.
okay.
Alejandro, when you speak of the lines, what's the radius of those lines and those nexus points? Because it's San Jose and it's right there. There is a radius that it affects.
Correct. Yeah. And so right on the line is what we call 0 degrees, which is the most exact relationship that the planets or asteroids can have. And so then up to 350 to 400 miles, John. Depending on the planet, if it's the sun, we get 9 degrees. If it's Chiron, we get 4 degrees. So I get specific there when we start looking at that potential.
That's good.
But that's one of the most important questions, because sometimes I'm almost hesitant to show the meridians because it could feel overwhelming. when in reality, it's just to show the potential.
Okay.
Yeah. I just
Laura,
want
how's
to
that
leave
feel for you?
Laura with
Oh, yeah.
I just want to leave Laura with some positive affirmations that California is probably the most clear place she'll be mentally. I want you to trust your intuition, Laura. Your mind is clear. Nobody can bamboozle you over there. So that's at
Hmm.
least you can feel confident that California is bringing that about.
Is that a Mercury line? Because I've been told
Double
that.
Mercury line, double.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
All right, Laura,
Awesome.
it's wonderful to meet you.
so
Thanks for
much.
It's a
coming on.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Hmm. All right, Alejandro, we had a request that came in from Vivian. So Vivian's living in Denmark and would like to know which location her soul holds its highest potential for love, healing, and success. Uh, but she'd like to be centered in her soul's leadership as well. She was born July 25th, 1962, in the island of Fyn, Fyn, Denmark. And there's a city in the island of Fyn also that I can give you. That doesn't pull up.
I found it.
Great.
25th of July, 1962.
Yes.
And does she have happen to offer us a time?
17:20, so 5:20 p.m.
Perfect. Happy belated birthday, Vivienne. I know that it was the
Yes,
25th a
yes.
couple days ago. So speaking about solar returns, solar returns, yes, and solar periods, Vivienne, 52 minus 5, you have 47 amazing days left in this solar period. Amazing, amazing. Let's get her some inspiration here.
Another question she has, I don't want to be remiss of this. She says she's going through a challenge of a divorce right now after 34 years of marriage. So wants to see what you can read into that as well.
Amazing. I'm going to start with the last question of the divorce. I want her to know that she has this mini miracle coming her way at the end of August into September. Uranus out of nowhere. She's going to get an email. She's going to get a text. I don't know. There's going to be something that she's going to take such a deep breath, and all that pain that I'm feeling, oh my God, in her chest and her ribs is going to just release. So hang in there, because on the 14th of August moving forward, I really do see some good karma coming your way. Hang in there.
Beautiful.
Vivienne, in terms of your lines, let's see here. John, sorry, she's still in Denmark, correct? In the island?
She is, yep, she's living in Denmark right now.
Amazing. The first thing I'm noticing about Denmark, John, is that she has Mars, the planet of masculinity and intensity, on her relationship sector. The masculine that she comes in contact is going to put her by default in her toxic masculine.
Ah, interesting.
And so there's a work that she needs to do to honor the divine feminine. It seems here that there is some imbalance here with that. So I know that she's just finishing up a long relationship. I wanted to just mention sometimes in these readings, John, what really comes through is this sense of acknowledgement. Sometimes for the trouble, the contractions, the friction. That all being said, I loved it. You said it earlier, this idea coming into ourselves, that embodiment. And the contractions, we're in a society now that's becoming more and more allergic to friction.
Yeah, yeah.
And what is friction if not the ability to hold each other? And that's what I kind of I'm remembering recently about, like, okay, well, friction means that I can hold on to you. So, that feels good right now, or whatever. I want us to feel it. Let's find something inspiring to share with her. I hope that you get the chance, Vivienne, to do some traveling. It looks like through Denmark you are missing some lines. I would love to see some more sun lines with vitality possibly connecting. I'd love to see some Mercury lines for your mind and your health. And it seems that some of those lines are popping up in England, into Ireland, dropping into Spain and Portugal. I don't know, Viviane, if you have the opportunity to do a week travel, but it will do you so good just to have some connection to these lines. Again, we can even get more creative if you physically can't go there. Maybe it's immersing yourself in it could be meditative music, or possibly there's a yoga retreat that does broadcast from there. Let's get creative and find you some support.
Are there any of those sun lines that line up with any of her Neptune lines that also have to do with her spirituality and expansion and in that? I'm just curious if any of those sunlights open up in conjunction with that as well.
The first one I'm seeing is off the coast of Portugal, the Canary Islands, and Morocco for her.
Nice.
The other one, coincidentally enough, through Cairo, Viviane, check out John's project in Egypt, because you have such a powerful Neptune line. I'm getting chills. Like there's something that could open her up. John, you're a psychic. We know this. Sun and Neptune going through Egypt. So definitely,
Yeah.
Viviane, give that a look.
I felt that strongly for Vivian. Vivian,
Wow,
blessings. Yeah, yeah. All right, y'all. Let's keep playing. Let's keep playing. Christine, let's go to you. Welcome to the call.
Hi.
Hi, Christine.
I am so tickled pink that you called on me. When he was talking about being like rays of sun and like flowers, I would like to just have like that sort of like inspirational reading. So it's February 25th, 1965, Detroit, Michigan, 2:32 p.m.
My fellow Piscean, hello.
And I did luck out. I got to go to Hawaii this year for my birthday, and it really was
Nice.
incredible there. It really was
Ah,
amazing.
well, thank you for bringing your energy to these islands.
Mm.
Mm.
All right, Christine, let's see the first thing I'm noticing. Are you still in Detroit?
No, I've mostly been in Montana and St. George, Utah, kind of.
Fabulous.
But I am looking for like location if you see.
Okay, well, I have really good news. Montana, you said Montana, pardon?
Yes.
Okay, Montana and Utah, you were saying. I have great news. Montana has has a double sun line. I'm getting that sun through you. You're talking about those flowers. Look at this beautiful sun ray. So at the very least, you can have some confidence that where you're at, you've been channeling the sun, gaining vitality. The sun connects us to our DNA, our soul. I'm loving this. The second thing I'm noticing is that there's a very strong Saturn line. Sometimes this could be a bit harsh. It's almost like we have a bit of a strict father around us. So I understand some of the limitations that I think sometimes things are way too much trouble for what they actually are. So my heart really
I love that you picked up on it. And so that's where I feel like I'm done with the Saturn, where I'd like something more ease.
And you'll be coming into a new Saturn return now, Christine. So let's get you ready in a positive position there. Do you have any intuition of somewhere you'd like to go?
How about Greece?
Ooh.
Before
we hop into Europe, I just want to tell you, you have a gorgeous blessing in Maine. So you can even go up to Montreal, Quebec, Maine, into Halifax. There's just this lovely Venus and North Node destiny line. So I just want to point it out there to you. Maybe one day the East Coast calls out to you.
Okay.
And then in terms of Greece, we just spoke about Jupiter a little bit earlier. This is a line that's going to be filled with inspiration and abundance. I don't know if maybe you have already started sharing with all of us your spiritual gifts, or what capacity, your confidence, but I don't know if you're leading retreats here. I don't know if when you're there, you're doing sessions with people online. but you're stepping into the driver's seat there for your spiritual journey. So I know that Greece, and I want to mention only harmonious aspects for you. Jupiter, Neptune, Mars. There's this, at the very least, I want you there traveling, because that intuition you had is right what I'm looking for.
Thank you.
All right, blessings, Christine. Y'all can get a
Thank
reading.
you, John.
You can get the short reading here. It'll be the quick one, but to have 50 minutes of it of Alejandro, it's so informative. It's such a gift, and you get to hang out with him, which is epic. And then to have the meditations and the membership with the Moon Gathering, how special. How special. And again, just can y'all feel just what we pick up through osmosis, just through the positivity and the excitement and the vitality? It's like, feels so good to be here with Alejandro. So it's, again, there's more of that available for y'all. And let's continue. Deborah, welcome. It's good to see you.
Thank you, John. Yes, it's good to be here again. Hi, I knew I was going to be able to say it.
Alejandro.
Alejandro, I've been saying it's easy, but then I get on. Anyway, yes, I had a reading with you last time, and it was good. I was very new to all of this, and it was great. I've been in Kelowna for 35 years with my husband. We've been married 50 years. You said the sun was good. The sun line was good for me here. Suggested maybe some travel to, the only place that you mentioned travel was St. John's, I think, in Canada.
That's right.
And
That's
then maybe down to...
You're the 28th of October, right?
Yes, sorry
That's
about,
right.
28th
No,
of
I
October.
have you here. I'm remembering all of it.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this vacation line through St. John. The sunlight, how gorgeous.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I haven't made it
Speaking
there.
of our St. John.
I'm thinking like Hawaii, like.
Wait, let's look again. How
But
fun.
anyway,
We'll do
I think I'm curious about purpose. I've just been shifting, I feel, majorly, thanks to John, and just really jumping in big ways, and started taking some astrology courses and alchemy about that. So I'm excited. It feels a little overwhelming for me sometimes, but I'm super excited. I know it's the place I need to be. Yeah, relationships, purpose. I'm still really looking for my purpose. I don't want to have a job per se, but
yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%. And the thing that I'm noticing now that I'm re-looking at your chart is this idea that Pluto, who is the cosmic transformer, he's in your 9th house of philosophy and study, higher knowledge. So it's really natural for you to experience these quite large transformative moments. And I love to be here alongside John and supporting this next evolution. And essentially, you have the mark of a healer, Deborah. It's really starts with your curiosity. It's so funny. When you logged on, I remembered you, and then I was trying to put it together, but I was just feeling good. I don't know, Deborah, if you understand even just the love and the light. So with regard to your horoscope, which is your contract, Virgo midheaven is a healer that's either psychological or prescriptive or diet, but there's something about you having this refined way that you've lived life that I think you have way more wisdom than you kind of are even tapped into. So just to kind of infuse you with some of that inspiration, the main things that I'm seeing is that I'm watching you be a witness, a support, almost like a third person to somebody's like I see people having a therapist, I see them, and then I see you in this kind of complementary way. So it's less of this heavy career and it's more of a vocation. And it's witnessing people transform. Oh my God, Deborah, I even feel good just hanging out with you right now. You have no idea
That's
kind of
very
what you're offering. So definitely I'd love to invite you to one of the full moons and definitely inspire you in however I can, because I see you doing what John and I are doing, supporting people with what you already know. And just to remind you, this Pluto magic trine is going to be igniting you. You're one of those leaders that I came onto the show today with John, telling John from the start. I want to remind people that it's their time now.
All right, Deborah, blessings. It's good to see you.
I'm so blessed. Thank you,
Deborah.
Alejandro.
Come back and listen to the replay. Take it in, breathe,
Yeah,
and yeah,
absolutely. Yes.
let it sink. Blessings, love. Thank you for being here. Silvana, welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank guys, how exciting to
Oh my
meet
God,
you
we have the most light-filled people on the call today. This is amazing.
guys. Oh, I feel it. Again,
What
thank
is-
you so much for picking me.
Of course. Thank you for coming on. What is your birth information for
Mm,
Alejandro?
My birthday is 7/23/72, and I was born in Portsmouth, Virginia at 7:27 p.m.
And happy belated birthday to you as well.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Leo.
Virginia. Virginia's beautiful. Did y'all know that Virginia has more trees per capita than any other state in the US?
Really?
Amazing. That's why it's so beautiful out there.
I did not know that.
There you go. A little fact while Alejandro pulls up your chart.
Yeah, it was a quick one. I wasn't there very long. I live in Florida now.
Mm.
Amazing. Thank you for that update.
Oh, I live in Pensacola, Florida. So it's on the Gulf Coast.
Is there anything that's calling you right now, Silvana, that you want to ask about?
Similar to the previous lady, I am also taking astrology classes. I'm in the final level of at DSA right now. So I'm kind of looking purpose and that kind of stuff.
You should feel proud. That's a big deal.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really exciting. It's so
Wow.
exciting.
So Silvana, I'm seeing that your midheaven in Scorpio is going to be this other archetype of healer. Deborah just now is a Virgo midheaven, and yours is going to shift into more of a shamanic type of energy. I see you, Silvana. The work that you're doing is essentially, and I think astrology is a perfect place for you to be with this midheaven. You safely allow people the access to venture into the unconscious and their shadow. You remind them that they can't be going in there like police, asking questions. They need to go in there camouflaged. What does it take? So there's something really, people call you in for transformation. So my heart goes out to you, because sometimes unconsciously people are in their shadow around you, projecting that. It has nothing to do with you. It's really just how healed you are, Silvana. So definitely want to acknowledge all of that kind of intensity that comes from being a healer with such a midheaven. And I want to just share with you, you're going to live to be so long, according to your North Node here in Capricorn. So definitely, you're just getting started is all I'm hearing. You're almost reverse aging. I want to infuse you with the confidence that time is non-linear. And with Capricorn risings, I really just see you getting younger with age and having your chance now and later. You're right. You're on track. You're on track.
Yay, I feel it. It's so weird too, because I was gonna take an Oracle school, and I probably will eventually, but I'm so into like Oracle cards, and I feel it's astrology, but I also feel it's, like you said, more
Intuitive. Yeah.
spiritual.
You'll bring
Yeah.
your own mix. I want to just briefly mention, you have such a wonderful influence of the moon in Pensacola. I'm almost wondering if she's calling me to maybe channel to you to, I don't know if it's your own type of interpretation of honoring the moon in her cycles or the divine feminine, but just know that there's something calling out for that in your work as well. And I want to just mention there is a bit of an intensity with regard to Neptune sometimes that can bring some unexpected change that we could definitely talk about more if we connect, but more positive than good, thankfully. And you're on it.
Oh, I appreciate that so much.
I really love that you brought in the reflection of the shamanic work and the shadow as a mirror because a lot of us hold that without understanding. And it's so wonderful just to be informed of the way that we're wired for that and energetically magnetize that as healers. Because then we don't
I've
have to
had
take.
some very just over the past couple of years, I lost some very tight friends of like 30 years, and I felt like they were projecting on me. I don't even know, but I
Well,
mean,
as a shaman, it's the mastery for you is not to take it personally. Is to understand that part of you and not take it personally. If you're aware that your foundation is love, it's you know that it's distortion trying to justify itself. And how can love justify distortion? You don't. You
oh,
don't.
I feel
You
that
can you
so.
transmute it. So it's important that that was brought through, and again that's anchored in. So Alejandro, I appreciate you bringing it up, and Savannah, thank you for holding that deep space and
Um,
reminding us that many of us hold it in that way as well. Super important. Blessings to you, love.
That's
Thank you. Blessings to you too.
Mhm. Okay, let's continue. Nonika, hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to turn my camera on.
You have a good face for video, I guess. That's what I
I
tell people. I
guess.
have a great face for radio. Um, Nanika, what is your birth information, and is there anywhere that you want Alejandro to focus?
Okay, birth would be 7/31/52. Time would be 7:40 a.m. It would be, let's see, Bridgeport, Connecticut. And I'm just going to go with general. I know Chiron has a big effect on me.
And Nanika, you're still in Bridgeport.
No, I'm actually in Sarasota, Florida.
Amazing. Another West Florida. I love it. So Annika, the first thing that Florida's talking to me about is a very strong Pluto line. I was speaking about with one of the listeners earlier, how Pluto is very intensely transformative. I'm wondering if maybe this is something that's been a theme for you in Florida. I know as well that the East Coast, which this line is powerful enough to be felt on the West Coast of Florida, but it does seem that the East Coast of Florida going upward, there's a stronger Jupiter line. So thankfully you could feel that in the west of Florida. This is the luck we need on the day-to-day. So I think maybe this counteracts some of that Pluto energy. I want to mention, Nanika, that you're going to be quite positively ignited because of that Pluto line. I was mentioning earlier on the show, there's going to be this magic trine. So definitely hold out that positive intention to be connected to that wave. And then the last thing, and another thing that I see that's really positive that I think is a good reason to be there in Sarasota is going to be Venus. Venus is going to be on your ascendant. This makes your identity connected to Venus. So at the same time, if you're not satisfied with your surroundings or maybe where you live, small adjustments. I know that John was asking me earlier about feng shui and colors. So this would be kind of the beginning guiding that it'd be quite important for you to channel Venus and that archetype.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot coming through. Just sit with that and come back and listen to the replay, Nonika. It's, the analogy that comes up for me, Alejandro, as you're speaking of these different opportunities. It's like, and where Jupiter lights up and our Neptune's calling to our spirituality and the sun's really shining. It's like, let's take that and let's run with it and let's really enjoy these waves. But also in some of these places that maybe, again, the astrology is showing a collective contraction or struggle in the meantime. And yes, there's the opportunity for collective struggle as, again, we're contracting for the next level of expansion. But if there's a drought coming, the one who has the tools to build the water well and knows how to find it doesn't suffer like the one who's never prepared themselves for it, who don't have the tools, who haven't put the practice in. So even of these times of elevated expansion, but also the challenges that may come with that, trust the work that you've done, trust the tools that you have in your backpack, trust your intuition and your connection to spirit. It doesn't mean that we contract because everybody else is contracting. This is actually a place where we get to demonstrate what we've embodied and show to ourselves what we're capable of in so many beautiful ways. And how wonderful. And again, you spoke about that when this relationship transition happens. Like, wow, I didn't know that was available to me necessarily in that particular way. But look how I've met, like, wow, I just surprised myself. And so all that's just showing us how we're stepping up for ourselves, for the collective, as teachers, as leaders, and as compassionate people who care not only about our well-being, but about the well-being of others. Because once that our cup becomes so full, we can't help but to outpour it out to others. So it's really wonderful what is revealing itself in opportunities as we continue to grow in this way. And again, the astrology and the planets and how it's all alignment, we're being called up and out. And how exciting is that? I want to get into a question for Tina here. So Tina wrote in, after passing, so her partner passed along 4 years ago. And she wants to know if someone else will come into her life. She lives in Pennsylvania right now. She'd love to know if you can see love life or any potential location that she should be in. Um, she was born October 3rd, 1963 at 9:27 a.m. in Vallejo, California.
He's a Libra rabbit, so I'm getting already the intuition. Yes, let's get more specific.
Nice.
I just have a last intuitive hit for Nanika, and then we'll transition to Tina. The 17th of August is going to be a really lovely day. Put it in the calendar. 3 days before, 3 days after. I'm seeing kind of this is the type of energy that somebody's been asking for a while, to feel good, to get some momentum. So good luck there, Nanika. So transitioning into Tina, beautiful question there. She's born in California, but she's out in Pennsylvania now. We are missing Venus. Oh no, here she is. Perfect. So you do have your Venus on the East Coast. Into Pennsylvania, she's softer. So the closer you get to the coast, there's a stronger connection there with Venus, Tina. I look to her as the goddess of love, good fortune. Another place here that's coming up for you is going to be in California, San Diego, Los Angeles through Santa Barbara. It looks like there is another strong indication of people, again, from this region that could be a quite excellent match. I'm going to look for one more line here, see if anything comes up. Also your transits, to see if I can inspire you. Tina, your rising sign in Scorpio means that these loves have to be very deep. They have to be quite magical and deep. There's a lot of karma in a positive way here. And it looks like there's an opportunity to meet people. It almost looks like out of the blue. So this is really positive energy, excuse me, positive confirmation about you being able to meet somebody else. I don't see any blocks there. Pulling up transits to see if I can give us some inspiration. So again, there, it was the East Coast right on the edge and right out in the West for, we were saying Venus, which is all about love. And then Tina, it looks here that you get a little, you have some luck here with love coming in closer to your birthday, Libra season. Let's use these last months. We were talking a little bit earlier. The 52 days before your birthday is that kind of contraction of Saturn. We have the Saturn retrograde that's going to finish. And so around your birthday, I see a really nice combination of transits that can support this wish of yours. So to answer, yes, I do see you finding love again.
Beautiful. All right, Tina. Thank you for writing in your question and blessings to you as well. Alejandro, you know what? Y'all, the link for Alejandro's special offer again, the 50-minute readings, the deep meditation, 7, 14, 28 days. We're really look into that description. It feels so powerful. And the moon gathering, it's all part of the special offer. Take advantage of it. It's a wonderful opportunity to be in this amazing energy. I hope y'all book your call soon. And I know that you always open up a lot of spaces for us, Alejandro, so thank you for that. Alejandro, as we're wrapping up today's call, I have to ask you, what's your favorite part about doing these readings?
My favorite part is that it's so immeasurable, the learning. It's such a humbling experience that I feel like I'm receiving a reading by connecting. There's so much is uncovered, and it really reminds me of why I love this work. And I take it from a psychological angle where I believe that we're these infinite divine vessels. And whether we describe them as zodiacs or archetypes or characters or personality, we were talking a little bit earlier about this idea of embodiment, the importance now in the 21st century to really remain in our bodies. I mean, so many of these kind of far out conversations of uploading our minds to computers. And I want to stay in the body, this beautiful technology. And what I realize sometimes is, I think I mentioned earlier with that example of these maybe emotions or cycles or, oceanic kind of energy waves, that whatever way we want to describe it, to remain in the center and watching it, feeling it, experiencing it, noticing when we attach, noticing the suffering from the attachment, noticing the liberation from the disattachment, all that process. And it's almost like I get confirmation, whether we call out to the universe, to God, or however spirit, that divinity we name it, how, and you said it earlier, how loved we are, how this is really working out for our grander kind of return, which is what I love to kind of also understand this as a return to the larger. And again, I'm so inspired tonight by everyone we've been connecting with, from Deborah to Silvana, the people, all of us who are doing this work. I see us, like you're saying, John, the leaders are going to be stepping up as the consensus consciousness is primed. You mentioned it earlier, calling out the ones that there's not really that depth. There's we honor them for their depth. And also to really bring it home that we underestimate how much our own journey can really just serve other people for what it is. And I want to just look into you all tonight and to tell you matter, you're loved. and there's something that I want to learn from you. So
Mhm.
John, this is why I do this. It's this almost infinite learning, um and that's why I think the package is so lovely. There's this one-on-one that we really get this personal foundation. I bring you into my broadcast so you can connect with others that are on the similar journey. It's amazing when people start to share intentions, how they realized that they're so connected to others when sometimes they feel isolated, and listen, to good measure, Annika in the beginning, she is so generous, sharing with us these worries about the material, and we have real third dimensional challenges. Then to come together, it's incredible how it can make us feel like we belong, like there's a reason for this. And I just want to thank everybody for just showing up. I know that, like you were saying, John, we sometimes look in the mirror and we have this list,
Yes.
but you know what, I have a
List.
list for them on that list. I tell people, I tell people they should know who's at my side loving, right? Like those are the
Mhm.
people they need to be worried about, not me, because we'll have that support, we'll have that intuition to connect. So
Mhm. Amazing, brother. It's such a great call today. Thank you so much, y'all. The special offer, dive in further with Alejandro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just your brilliance in all ways. It's wonderful always to have you on the call.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And thank you all for your brilliance and your light and your beauty and your love and your just your is what I'll call it today. Um,
Mm.
love you guys. Namaste. I'll see you on the next call.